All right. If you're in any kind of leadership role right now, you know what I'm talking about. You're just drowning in AI hype. It's coming at you from every angle, and it feels like it's only getting louder. So, over the next few minutes, we're going to build a kind of mental filter, a hype translator, if you will, to help you cut right through all that noise. Let's dive in.
So, does this sound familiar? I mean, every single vendor is pushing an AI solution, right? Every headline is some new earth shattering breakthrough. And of course, your board, they're asking about your AI strategy every other week. It's a lot to handle, and frankly, it makes it almost impossible to tell what's real and what's just fluff.
And this gets to a really crucial point. Learning to decode all this AI hype, it's not about you having to become a data scientist overnight. No way. This is now a core leadership skill. It's really just about knowing how to ask the right questions, the kind that slice right through a sales pitch and get to the actual substance. This is the new game. Okay, so let's start where the hype is usually the loudest, with the vendors, right? I'm going to walk you through a really simple but super powerful playbook that you can literally use in your very next sales meeting.
Okay, so think of this as your basic toolkit. On one side, you've got the red flags. These are those super vague phrases that sound impressive but don't actually commit to anything specific. You hear cutting edge AI? That's pretty much meaningless. Or our AI is trained on your data. I mean, what does that even mean technically? It could be anything from deep customization to just a simple search function. And on the other side, you've got your green lights. These are the sharp, precise questions you need to ask to force some real clarity.
All right, let's play out a real-world scenario. You hear a big, bold claim like this one. AI will save you 40% of your operational cost. Wow, that's a huge number, right? It's designed to grab your attention and get you to sign on the dotted line. But here's the thing. A number like that, it's almost always based on perfect assumptions in a sterile, controlled lab. So what's your move? What do you ask?
This is how you get to the truth. Asking this one question does two critical things. First, it brings the whole claim back down to earth by focusing on a company like yours, not some perfect made-up scenario. And second, it forces a conversation about all the hidden costs, implementation, training, change management, even the cost of when the AI gets it wrong. All the stuff that's almost never in that big headline number.
Ah, yes, the classic fear-based sale. This is probably the most effective and, let's be honest, most manipulative line in the entire AI sales playbook. It's designed to create this sense of panic, this urgency, and make you feel like you're already falling behind. But you have got to push back on this. See, when you demand specifics like this, you'll often discover that your competitors actually just means one competitor ran a tiny pilot program 6 months ago. The reality is almost always way more fragmented and early stage than the sales pitch makes it sound. This question helps you see the real map, not the fantasy one they're trying to sell you.
Okay, so we've tackled the vendors, but the hype isn't just coming from sales meetings, is it? Nope, it's all over our information environment. The news we read, the articles we see, and the questions we get from our own stakeholders, like the board. So from now on, whenever you see one of those dramatic AI headlines, I want you to run it through these two simple filters. First, check the source. Is this a press release from a research lab, which is basically a marketing document, or is it a peer-reviewed paper, which is actual science? They are not the same thing. Second, check the claim itself. Does AI can do X mean a single research prototype did it once under perfect lab conditions, or does it mean it's a reliable, deployed solution? Big difference.
And this right here is the core idea you need to hold on to. The gap between a successful lab experiment and a reliable business tool that you can actually use in production, well, it's massive. It can represent years of extra work and millions of dollars in investment. So whatever you do, don't mistake one for the other. So what about your board? Well, guess what? They're reading the exact same headlines you are. So the single most valuable thing you can do is give them a grounded, realistic picture. Get specific. Tell them exactly what you're actually doing, what results you're actually seeing, and what you're watching carefully for the future. In a world that's just swimming in hype, a measured, realistic view is actually a relief. And that specificity, that's what builds real, lasting credibility. All right, we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about how to decode vendor claims, how to filter the media. But if you only remember one single thing from this entire explainer, please make it this next part. There is one question that acts as the ultimate litmus test for hype.
So, what is it? What's the one question that can slice through pretty much any hype, whether you're talking to a vendor, a consultant, or even someone on your own internal team?
And here it is, the golden question. Can you show me a working example with data that's comparable to mine? That's it. Notice what you're not asking for. You're not asking for some polished demo with perfect, clean data. You're not asking for a case study from a totally different industry. You're asking to see it work in a context that looks, feels, and is just as messy as your own business.
So, why is this question so incredibly powerful? Because it instantly shifts the conversation away from these theoretical what if possibilities and slams it right down into practical reality. It forces a totally honest discussion about what the technology actually does when it meets the real world. And hey, if they can't answer this or won't answer this, well, you have your answer right there. So let's wrap this all up with a new mindset. Healthy skepticism. It's not about being negative or trying to resist change. Right now, in this environment, asking tough, precise questions is a genuine competitive advantage. It's what protects you from making bad investments and helps you focus your team's energy on what's actually going to work. And that really is the final takeaway here. The leaders who are navigating this AI era successfully, they aren't necessarily the ones who are the most enthusiastic or the loudest cheerleaders. No, they're the ones who are the most precise. They're precise in their questions, they're precise in their expectations, and they're precise in how they execute. That precision, that is your most powerful tool of all.